Welcome. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the parts of speech. The first question that I'm going to go ahead and entertain is, why are we learning this? A lot of students kind of get insulted because this is such a fundamental part of our language that many of you probably learned these parts of speech in elementary. That having been said, it's really hard to go deeper and talk about our language at a deeper level unless we can define those basic building blocks. So we're going to quickly cover those. This shouldn't take too long today. And hopefully you'll be able to pass the quiz without a hitch. The first part of speech that we're going to talk about today is that of a noun. Now, a noun can be a person, a place, or thing, or an idea. And some examples of that are a dog, me, hat, Mr. Jernigan, late in high school, platypus. And those are all, obviously person, places, or things. But if we were to go on a deeper level, we can think about things like love, freedom. Those things are ideas, but they also qualify as nouns. The next type of word that we're going to talk about, or part of speech that we're going to talk about, is that of a pronoun. Now, a pronoun is a word that replaces nouns and helps us avoid the necessity of repeating a noun's names throughout a work. If we were to write a book about Mr. Jernigan, it would get awful repetitious if I had to write out that whole phrase every time I wanted to mention Mr. Jernigan. Instead, pronouns give us the ability to use the word he instead of Mr. Jernigan, shortening it down significantly. And so pronouns are very important in helping us getting through a work and help make the reading and writing of it much more pleasant. Examples of that include things like he, she, it, they, we, and you. The third part of speech that I'd like to talk about today is verbs. Verbs are words that show action or a state of being. Okay? It's important to understand that sometimes verbs can be multiple words long. Some examples of verbs include things like run, eat, throw, is, are, was, is eating, are going, would run, and could talk. Now you'll notice that the last one are what we call compound verbs. They're multiple words long, and it gives us a stronger sense of the verb and how it's taking place. The next part of speech that I want to talk about today is the adjective. The adjective describes nouns and pronouns. It gives us a better picture of it. Instead of just looking at a dog, we're now looking at a big brown dog. Instead of looking at a teenager, we're looking at a skinny, fast teenager. And that really helps kind of hone in our understanding and descriptive power when we're writing. Next, we're going to move on to the adverb. The adverb describes how a verb is done. A lot of these words will end in ly, and that's kind of a dead giveaway that we're looking at adverbs. Words like slowly, quickly, and intensely. Also, it's important to note that at times adverbs can tell us how a verb or when a verb is done. So that's an important thing to understand. Words like tomorrow sometimes are used as adverbs. Moving onward, let's go ahead and talk about the next part of speech, which is prepositions. Prepositions describe the position of a noun in space or time in relation to another noun. If we look at some examples, we can see words like before, behind, under, around, through, near, in, after. Those are good examples of words that help describe where something is happening or where something is in relationship to another object. The next type of word we're going to talk about is the conjunction. And the conjunction ties words, phrases, and clauses together. Some examples include words like and, but, nor, because, if, although, and while. Next, we're going to move on to, I believe, the last type of part of speech, and that is the interjection. The interjection shows emotions. They don't appear a whole lot in academic writing. However, if you're in my class, you'll hear a good amount of interjections to get your attention and get things going in class. Words like wow, holy cow, goodness gracious, and many other colorful words can be used as interjections to help show emotion. That's the end of this tutorial. If you'll go ahead and go on and try to take the parts of speech quiz, I'm sure you'll do fine. Best of luck. Bye.